Hi everyone, my name's Kim Durant. This is me. I've been living in hotels for the last year and a half. And I've had some dreams in that time. This one took place, I lose track of time, but I think it was 6 to 8 months ago. I had this dream. Actually, it was a couple of visions back to back. I've never had open visions. That means seeing visions with my eyes open. I've had them when I've had my eyes closed, and they're very, very clear. A lot of the time when I close my eyes to listen to a video, because my eyes are not great, I'd prefer to listen to a video. Plus, looking at a blue screen is not good for my eyes, so I avoid that. So I close my eyes a lot when I'm listening to things. And I was closing my eyes on this particular occasion, ready to go to sleep. And I saw very, very clearly a car on an open road. Actually, this is what it was. I saw a car. It was kind of grey colour. This one's more gold than the car I saw, but it was on an open road like this. And then my vision closed in on the front wheel, which was moving very fast. The front right wheel. I mean, if you're in the car, it's the right-hand side of the car. And it looked just like this. And then all of a sudden, it became this. It was still on the car, but it became like a wagon wheel. It was a wagon wheel. And it came to a dead halt. A dead halt. So this was spinning very, very fast, and then it stopped and quickly changed into that. And as I was seeing this, the meaning was not lost on me at all. I think it's pretty obvious what that is. And then it went into another vision. I saw a cross lying on the ground. It was outside. I couldn't find a picture of a pristine cross like this one lying on the ground outside, but you can imagine that it is on the ground. And then I saw these people I was viewing this from the aerial view, and I saw all of these people in what looked like dark steel grey leather outfits, and maybe some armor on them. I wasn't really sure, but I saw them crawling all over this cross that was lying on the ground outside. And it reminded me, when I saw this picture a little later, it kind of reminded me of this a little bit. They were all dressed the same, and a dark steel grey or black. And these people crawling all over this cross reminded me of beetles. And as I watched these beetle-like people, they were not, they were human, but not fully, if you know what I mean. Their intent was parasitic, completely. So they crawled all over this cross, and they sucked the life out of this cross. They took the goodness out of the wood of the cross. And if you've ever had termites in your house, and you've learned a little bit about what it's like to have them in there and what they do, termites, they suck all the cellulose out of the wood. And the kind of termites we had in our house, this is like 30 years ago, was copter termes. And they just get in and they suck all the sweetness, all the goodness out of the wood. And that's what was happening here with the church. These beetle kind of people, and they were dark black, or they were dark steel grey or black. And this is the closest photo I could show, I mean, obviously they've got shields here, but they had like leather jackets on their backs, and it's from their backs. I was viewing them from the aerial view, and I could see their backs, and they were crawling all over this wood and sucking the life out of it. And this is what they left on the ground, or worse. This is what it was like at one stage. You could still see it was a cross, and then it became like this. All the goodness, all the sweetness had been sucked out of the cross. And as they were on it, they then left the cross. And when they left the area, this is what it looked like, without the big spindle thing in the middle. It just looked like a wagon wheel with a whole lot of spokes going off in various directions. But this doesn't really explain what I saw. What I saw was a whole lot of spokes going in various directions. It looked like a wagon wheel that had been perverted, if you like, for want of a better word. Now, both of these visions involved a wagon wheel, or a wagon wheel shape. And I perceived that they were happening at the same time. And I perceived that this is what they left behind as a kind of, or something like this, as a kind of symbol. A New World Order, Illuminati, Antichrist, beast system kind of symbol, which is like a wagon wheel, but different. Kind of like a star, but different. And I don't even know exactly what the symbol looked like, but I knew that I felt the Lord saying in my spirit as I watched this, the Lord was saying, this is a new symbol that they have used to replace the church. They've taken all the goodness out of the church, sucked it dry of its sweetness, its goodness, and that's what they left behind, with some sort of evil Illuminati symbol that is kind of like a wagon wheel or a star or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't have the imagery to show you exactly what I saw, but I've explained it as well as I can. So, just recapping, I saw this wheel traveling on an open road, this car. I focused in on the wheel, and then it stopped dead and immediately turned to this. I'm sure you're all thinking what I'm thinking. That means an EMP. Of course, an EMP wouldn't turn your wheels, your tires, to a wagon wheel, but it was symbolic. It meant that we were set back 200 years because of an EMP. And it was sudden, with no warning. And then, of course, the cross. I perceived that both of these visions pertained to the same period of time to come. The cross was lying down on the ground. In other words, the church is in kind of given up. That's what I'm perceiving from it. Of course, please always let me know your thoughts on this. You guys are amazing. Somebody said yesterday, they gave their thoughts on what the hammer and China and everything was, and I will make another video and talk about that later on. But thank you so much for your input. If you've got any input here, I'd gratefully receive it. Because the Lord, I'm just one part of the body of Christ. And you guys are another part, you know, and each part of the body serves to help the other parts. So God will give to one person what somebody else will interpret. And that unites us and encourages us to stay together in one with Christ, you know, at one with Christ. So I'd appreciate your input. So this was definite, these black things. They were part human, part something else maybe, I don't know. Something demonic, no doubt. And they were like beetles, and they crawled all over the cross, and they sucked the goodness out of the cross and just left it dry and devoid of goodness and sweetness. And that's what it left behind, something like that. So you'd have to be in the tribulation to see this, what the outcome is going to be. I think I don't think we're going to be here for it. I really don't think the bride of Christ is going to be here much longer. That's just my thoughts. I'm not going to date set. By the way, so many Christians get bent out of shape about other people who look at dates for the rapture, possible dates for the rapture. And I've never really seen anybody set a date. Some wonderful brothers and sisters, and they're looking at various things and they're projecting ahead, and I need their encouragement. I need the hope that they provide. But some people just get so bent out of shape. You're date setting. What is wrong with looking at dates? But besides, nobody can date set. Nobody can date set. There's only one date setter, and that's God the Father. He's the only one who can set a date. We can look at dates and hope for dates and say, oh, I'm 99% sure it's going to be this date. But that doesn't mean you've set the date. Only God can set the date. And I think the body of Christ is just going to have to band together. I'm sure it won't. There are different camps. And I pray for each camp. But we need to band together and put aside our perceived differences, because really, the differences are not that critical. Unless it's concerning a salvation issue. We need to band together and just say, well, let's agree to disagree, and just love each other anyway. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, it's good to be making videos again. I've been meaning to get these out for a long time, but I've just felt so frozen in my situation, and I know that the Lord has timing for everything, and He asked me to release this video about these two visions at this time, so I'm doing that. I wish each and every one of you strength to face the days ahead, courage to not give up on what God has shown you in His life, in your life, just to stay strong and keep looking to Him. I've got to make an update for the Rapture boat dream as well. So you'll be hearing from me a bit more in future. God bless you, and hope to see you in the sky very, very soon. Bye-bye.